Wow, you guys with your cameras are really making me nervous up here. All right, we're gonna start, I believe. I know we're missing, I think, one person, but here we go. Welcome, fellow nurses, family, friends, and faculty. I know this is not the pinning ceremony we all wanted, but I am thankful for the hard work done by your ADN Club and Jen Gable to make this moment happen for all of us. Y'all, we did it. We survived nursing school. Not only did we survive nursing school, but we survived online nursing school and in a pandemic. We deserve this moment to celebrate us. As I look at you all, out at all you today, I see the faces that I met day one in ADN 110. People that joined us in 140 for that one day of lecture, when we had in person before our lives were totally turned upside down by COVID. And faces that people that I've shared with clinical. We have all had a different journey to get here today, but we all made it. So let's take this moment to celebrate us. A great philosopher named Ferris Bueller said, "Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and take a look around once in a while, you could miss it." And that's why I think we are all here today, to stop and take in this moment. It hasn't been easy for most, and me included. It has been an emotional roller coaster. I know I have cried on several occasions and thought about quitting. So let's celebrate us today, and let's thank our spouses, children, parents, grandparents, and friends. I know I have made the best friends a girl could ask for during this, and I don't think I would be up here today without them. Now let's get this party started. But before I introduce our faculty speaker, I do want to take a moment to thank all the faculty here in the nursing program. Turning your curriculum and lectures into an online format was just as difficult for you as it was for us to learn it. So thank you. And now, without further ado, voted on by you, the cohort, ladies and gentlemen, Sue Coombs. Thanks. Yep.
Thanks, Christina. Okay, Christina has her notes on a phone. I have my notes on font 22. And now I have the light. Thanks, class, or whomever. So my name is Sue, and I have had the privilege over the last number of months to meet a lot of you, but not all of you. So I either met you in 110 in the intro classes, or maybe in psych, or more recently in leadership. But on behalf of the GRCC faculty, nursing faculty, I really would like to say thank you for the opportunity to be able to speak here and share some thoughts with you. Many years ago, they always say to start out with a story, right? So I am a storyteller. This is a very short story, though. And I'll end up kind of explaining it at the end, but many years ago, I was in a very large meeting of sorts, and I had just been accepted to nursing school. And that was a huge accomplishment for me at the time, because I was up there in age, my kids were already in college, had a lot going on in my personal life, and I was sharing at this meeting how excited I was to be starting nursing school. And the leader of the meeting, or the group leader, happened to say, interrupt and kind of burst that bubble and say, "Oh, that's just so like you, going to nursing. That's the perfect role for you. You need to be needed. You are very self-sacrificing. You have to take care of everyone and everything." And I'm thinking, so what's wrong with that? So needless to say, I didn't go back to that meeting with that gentleman. But what I want to tell you is that starting nursing school was the best journey of my life. It took me to where I wanted to be. It led me to meet exciting people and great experiences. So it is self-sacrificing at a lot of times, and I think you know that. You know what you've gone through. But I did start on that journey plus 40 years of age, and I learned so much from people and from my experiences, much more so than I could have learned from a text or from one of our instructors. You will have those same kinds of experiences, and you will meet those same kinds of people as you begin your official professional nursing journey. I'm not going to ask you to write a reflection. I'm not going to ask you to share your feelings, because you know that I'm all about psych. But I am going to ask you to reflect a little bit on where you were when you started the program and kind of where you are now. And then I want you to look ahead a little bit at what's ahead for you. And some of you may already know that. You have accomplished so much to get you to this point. And Christina talked about COVID. And that was the summer of COVID, but we're still in COVID. So not a lot of things have changed other than we've become much stronger for that. You did a lot of sacrificing. You spent hours studying and then more studying. You missed family opportunities and celebrations and moments and a lot of milestones. But that's all in the past. Nelson Mandela said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." Well, in many respects, it's done. But in many respects, it's also just beginning. So ahead of you is very exciting times, but it's probably a little scary. You're leaving a little bit of a comfort zone here. But just remember that you're going on to bigger and better things now on this nursing journey. Before we get started talking about what's ahead, I think I would like to reflect just a bit. I would like you to think about the minute tasks that you have accomplished. You did the kind of the check off, right? Simple things like how to navigate campus with 20 pounds of books on your back, how to park legally without having to pay for it, how to figure out Blackboard assignments without having to ask your instructor, or maybe you did ask your instructor and you wished you hadn't, how to be successful on Zoom from the waist up. You know, that was important, right? You didn't know what the instructors had on, but we sort of at times sometimes found out what you actually had on. How to see through those, or how to talk through those masks and see through those smudged face shields. And then you had the goggles and the eyeglasses and you were sweating so profusely that at times, and there's a couple of you that this happened to, you had to give an IM to an unruly, unhappy patient. And then you realized that the needle that you put in the arm of that patient, you didn't know it was retractable. And that needle came flying back out, right? And you thought you had just bent and broken the needle and it was somehow making its way up the arm and into the heart. Okay. Do you know that you know more acronyms than anybody on social media? Just think about it. ATC and HS and PO and GI and GU and SOB and SVT. You know all of those. So I'm going to ask you, what is AED? Anybody? You don't know? Automated external defibrillator. Or it could be alcoholic ketoacidosis, right? We don't care about some of those things right now, but you do know a lot of acronyms. What about all those acquired skills? Foley and IV insertion and injections, and then there was all those wonderful math calculations. And then there was the pediatric math calculations. Thank you, Lord, for not making me do those, because you know how I feel about math. Early morning and late evening clinicals and simulations and lab skill checkoffs and picking patients, tough patients. Patients are really, really sick right now. So picking those tough patients that had real issues, physical and emotional and psychosocial and spiritual issues that you addressed, and it was tough. Tough clinical decisions too. Should I pick A? Should I pick C? Or should I pick all that apply? I'm not really sure. Okay, keep practicing those because the NCLEX is coming up, and congrats to a lot of you who've already scheduled it. And how do you therapeutically communicate and ask a question without using the why word, right? Remember the why word? Okay. Constructive criticism from your instructors at times when you wondered if your instructors really had a clue what was going on in your life when they were delivering this constructive criticism. We did. And you grew in spite of us. Members, family members, kids that decided to throw up at 0500 and you didn't know what you were going to do with that. Or parents and grandparents and babysitters and teachers that got exposed to COVID. Oh wait, some of you guys got COVID too. So we think about those things. This was a really, really hard time. But COVID made you, and it made all of us, much stronger for a lot of different reasons. And we know, as faculty, there were times when you didn't want to be strong and you didn't feel like being strong. But we also know that you had good days and you had bad days, and when you had those bad days, you had friends here in this group that picked you up and got you to where you needed to be. And you will cherish those friendships and those friends for a lot of days. Many of us as faculty still keep in contact with the people, if they're alive, okay. Some of us, okay, that we were with many, many years ago. So in this group particularly, there's a lot of strong friendships, and Christina alluded to that. Do you remember the 3 and 4 Ps in nursing? Please tell me you still do. I know it was 110. 3 and 4 Ps, what were they? Anybody? Pain. Thank you. That was probably a faculty member. Okay. Pain. Potty. Positioning. There was a 4th one too, if you remembered to give them your call light, the call light when you left the room. Personal possessions, right? Okay, so thank you. You did remember some of the things you learned way back when. In nursing school, and especially during COVID, I would say that there's a lot more P words. There's a lot of emphasis on perseverance. You hung in there, and that was incredible. Persistence, sometimes during great adversity in your lives. But I would like you to take forward a few of my P words as you go forward into your professional role. Be proud of what you did and of who you've become. Have patience with yourself. You are embarking on a brand new world, so be patient with yourself. And family members, be patient with your new graduates too. You have great potential for new discovery of yourself, of others, and of the environment around you. Push yourself to try new things. Push yourself to continue your education. That's the least thing from your mind right now, but push yourself to continue. Remember those of us that went back to school at age 40 and age 50 and age 60 to pick up degrees. It's totally possible. Practice. Practice what? Practice balance in your life and practice self-care. I can only promote that so much, but practicing self-care is so important in nursing. We are human first, and now we're nurses second. So we know what we do. We don't take those potty breaks. We don't address our sleep hygiene. Practice self-care. Please continue that. That's really important. We are horrendously horrible at not practicing self-care. You can't take care of your patients, your family, and balance yourself if you don't take care of yourself first. I'm challenging you to continue to persevere, but do it with positivity. When your day is long and you feel like you're a little beaten and you find that you don't think you can go on for those last 4 hours, I want you to find 3 good things about the day. 3 good things. You can do it. And then I want you to practice self-care one more time when you go home. Be passionate about what you do, because we know that passion breeds passion. Be that professional. That's the word that precedes registered nurse. So be professional in your new nursing role. And if you're a prayerful person, pray when you need to. And finally, presence yourself in the lives of others. So presencing, being that compassionate nurse that delivers and directs care and comfort without a prescription. Gandhi said the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And I say, do that with balance. Go find yourself, and as you do, I want you to think about these things. Know that nursing inwardly is a passion that will always grab at your heart. It's a profession that allows you to encourage, to support, to teach, to nurture, to advocate, to care and provide for, and to be present with. It permits you to utilize both your old skills and your new skills as you approach each new situation. It's a profession that will allow you to critically think about judgments and concepts and the principles that you've learned on a daily basis. It permits you within the scope of your practice to perform autonomously and to make decisions based on an individual's needs. It's a profession that is valued and appreciated. It allows you, more importantly, to be present at birth and at death and along the continuum of life. It's a profession that demands competence and compassion and a respect for the dignity and diversity of each person that you will care for. It's an opportunity to combine both an art and a science when there are some days where you feel like you do not excel in either one. It leaves you exhausted at the end of a day and feeling like you've contributed in some way to enhance or give meaning to another person's life. It's also a profession where your peers will encourage you, and you will do the same for them, to expertise, to not compromise your values or your principles, while promoting a vision for the future of others. So to that naysayer way back when, for me, many years ago, I say that nursing will be days when I and you enable, where you become self-sacrificing, where you need to be needed, where you will take care of everyone and everything, so who cares? There is someone out there that will and will remember it and remember you for the rest of their lives. My last quote is from Adlai Stevenson II. Many of you, he predates even me. He was a politician much before our times, and he said, "When you leave here today, remember why you came." So thank you. It's an honor to join you in celebrating this ceremony and your pinning. And from the GRCC faculty and staff, best wishes on your new journey.
I love taking my mask off. Kind of feels very freeing, right? Like taking your bra off at night. Am I right, ladies? It's really bright up here. Hi, guys. Are you ready for this moment? Wow, calm down. All right, so I think the best way this is going to work is because these are long ramps. So I'll have you line up. Remember, it's alphabetical. The program is alphabetical. So I'll have you line up about 5 at a time, just to keep us moving along here. As I say your name, you can come up the ramp onto the stage. Brandy has taken a good spot there for photography. If you have a specific camera you want her to use, is that okay if they give it to you? Oh, God. Otherwise, you're going to have to email everyone their pictures. But whatever. I don't have to worry about logistics. I'm reading the names. So the person will pin you. I'll read your spiel. Stay up here with me until I finish your spiel. Some of you wrote me a novel. And then you can exit, and we'll have the next person come. What else do I want to tell you? The person, make sure you pin the person who came with you, make sure they pin you on your little lapel, your lab coat. Okay, pictures, and then I think that's it. Ready? So my first 5, why don't you make your way up here? Brittany, John, Maddie, and Christina. And then my next 5, I'm not calling all of your names, so make sure you're attentive. Oh, gosh. And we'll start with Brittany Beckley. Brittany Yvonne Beckley, sorry. Brittany's being pinned by her grandmother, Barbara Beeler, who was a nurse for 50 years. She would like to thank her husband, Tim, for the sacrifices he made to support her. He had to spend a lot of hours cleaning, cooking, and leaving her alone, which was a very difficult feat, so that she could do schoolwork and study. She would like to thank her parents, Brad and Kim, for supporting her and letting her crash their place for food and mango White Claws when school and work were overwhelming. She would like to thank her gram, Barb, who spent hours answering questions about medications and medical conditions. She's also thankful for Barb's willingness to let Brittany start her first IV on her. And not GRCC sanctioned, and for all the delicious cookies baked to fuel Britt when times were tough. She would like to thank all of her classmates, especially Grace and Ayana, for the hours spent on the phone and in person studying, answering questions, and giving peeps talks to keep her going. She would like to thank all of her family and friends for supporting her and praying for her. Finally, she would like to give all the credit to God because she would not have made it to this point without him. After graduation, Brittany plans to study for a few weeks, escape down south for a couple weeks, and then take the NCLEX in June. After passing the NCLEX, she will begin working on the acute care of the elderly unit as a nurse, doing her best to deliver outstanding care for our beloved older generation. Go on, get out of here. All right, we got John Blum. He is being pinned by Alyssa Blum. John would like to thank his wife, Alyssa, for supporting him and holding the family unit together while he was studying, going to clinicals, and working full-time. Thank you for the sacrifices you made to get him to this stage. He would also like to thank his parents, Rod and Thea Blum, for providing childcare during the week, and to his mother and father-in-law, Gary and Nancy Vanderhyde, for also providing childcare during the week. John also would like to thank his friends and coworkers for supporting him through his journey. He thanks his wife, Alyssa, for the emotional support and pushing him to make it all the way to the pinning ceremony. Finally, John would like to thank his 2 wonderful children, Claire and Micah, for letting their dad go off to study, school, clinical, and work. He knows it was hard, but he thanks them for understanding as much as they did. John has accepted a position at the Psych Med Unit at Mercy Health St. Mary's and plans to be a psych nurse there. While he continues to work as a psych tech, he will study for the NCLEX and then pass and start the residency on June 27th. Congratulations. Madison Ann Burish. Maddie is being pinned by her mother, Valerie. Before the latest change, she was going to be pinned by both her mother and her husband, Dylan, but is thankful for that her mom could be here with her today. Maddie wants to thank her entire family and friends for supporting her through this entire program, especially her husband Dylan, who has been her rock. After graduation, she will be working at Spectrum Butterworth on the Ortho Trauma and Burn Unit, following her completion of the NCLEX. All right, Christina Davenport is being pinned by her grandmother, Frida? Yes, Frida Olson. I forgot to clarify that one. Sorry. Christina would like to thank her fiance for allowing her to pursue her dreams of becoming a nurse, for working so hard the past few years to make sure the bills got paid, the endless support he gave when all seemed hopeless. She would like to thank her mom for all the support and encouragement that she gave. Even when tests would not go her way, Mom was always there to tell her not to give up, and look how far she has made it. Her dad for letting her use the new iPad, which proved to be a big help when nursing went virtual, and for all his support and encouragement. Her stepdad, David, for also being positive and supportive for the past 2 years, whether it was high fives, fist bumps, or the awkward fist bump into a high five. Thanks for her fur babies, Gertrude, Louise, and Gunnar, for being the most worthless study buddies ever. All you two did was sleep under the desk when I was trying hard to prepare for a test. Gertrude even had the audacity to interrupt a Zoom meeting with her snores. Ashley, Rachel, Caitlin, and Megan, you ladies have been incredible on this journey. I'm so lucky to have met such a strong, smart, and caring group of friends here in nursing school. Thank you for the study sessions, the insane text messages, and the inspiration when I did not think I could get back up after a not-so-favorable outcome. I'm beyond blessed to have met you and know you all will do fantastic things in your nursing careers. Finally, she needs to thank her family on 8 Main at St. Mary's for being helpful through this whole process and always being willing to answer my questions, as well as Harry Potter for staying up late with her when she was having late-night study sessions, and Grey's Anatomy for coming in clutch on a few test questions when she did not know the answer herself. That's very disappointing. Christina has accepted a position at St. Mary's on the cardiac renal med surg floor and will begin her new chapter in June. She also will be able to focus on planning her wedding that she has rescheduled more than once due to school and COVID-19. Congratulations. Rachel Dorn. Okay, my next 5, you paying attention here? Don't make me mother you. All right, Rachel is being pinned by her husband, Jason. She would like to thank him for his love, support, and encouragement he has given her throughout the nursing program. He has stepped up and filled her role in the house, taking care of their children so she could study all day and night. He has also studied with her many nights, allowed her to practice her assessment skills on him, and read her assigned chapters to her, which often put her to sleep. She wants to thank her kids, Jason Jr., Nicholas, and Drake, for their support while she was in school, and also recognizes how hard it was for them at times and appreciates their patience and the sacrifices they had to make as a family. She would also like to thank her mother and father for all of their help as well. They have been there for her every step of the way. They brought dinner over countless times, helped with the kids, and her mother, Deborah, was available in the early mornings to watch her youngest son so she could go to school and clinical. There is no way she would have been able to make it through this program without the support and encouragement of her parents, who believed in her the entire time, especially when she did not believe in herself. Lastly, Rachel is very thankful for the friends she made in nursing school, especially Caitlin, Christina, Megan, and Ashley, and she will never forget all the texts, phone calls, late night and early morning study sessions. After graduation, she plans to take the NCLEX as soon as possible and take her time looking for a nursing position. Congratulations. Ashley Dry is being pinned by her daughter, Hannah. Ashley wants to let Hannah know how unbelievably thankful she is for her. Hannah has had to sacrifice a lot for her mother to pursue this dream, and with no questions asked, she was always there for her, supporting her, encouraging her, and most importantly, being her reason why. Ashley wants to take this opportunity to remind Hannah that she too can do hard and scary things. I'm gonna cry. That her mother will be standing right beside her, just as she has done for her. She also wants to thank her parents for making sure that going to nursing school was even a possibility for her. They have always supported her dreams, and this one was no different. The word proud is most meaningful from them. And to her husband, Derek, who is the backbone to her strength in all things, including nursing school. He has spent the last 2 years reminding her that she is smart, that she can do it, and that she will be loved along the way. Lastly, she wants to thank Rachel, Caitlin, Christina, and Megan for their friendship throughout this journey. She has cherished the moments together and can't wait to make more with less anxiety. Fine. Ashley is taking it one day at a time and has no idea what she's going to do after graduation or for her future work plans, but what she does know is she did it. Woo! Yeehaw! Sorry. I prefer woo. All right, Tiara Dunn is being pinned by her husband, Kyler. She would like to thank her husband, Kyler, for all the extra hours he worked, meals he made, and housework he did so she could study and do homework. She's also so thankful to her parents, extended family, and close friends for the encouragement during this hard and busy time. Tiara loved the weekly Starbucks runs she made with her sisters and mom to celebrate finishing another nursing exam. Additionally, Tiara is thankful for the many friends that she made through nursing school and appreciated the group texts, studying, and encouragement that her nursing peers provided. She would also like to thank the faculty at GRCC for teaching what it means to be a nurse and being terrific nursing professors. After graduation, Tiara is planning on going to Silver Lake Sand Dunes to celebrate, and then plans to study for the NCLEX. For work, Tiara is transitioning from a technician to RN on the oncology hematology floor in the Children's Hospital. She's excited to employ high-quality nursing care that she learned from the staff at GRCC. Lydia Ebenstein. Lydia is being pinned by her mother, Tony, sorry. She would like to firstly thank her mom, who has been her rock and best friend through all the life's ups and downs, but especially through nursing school without a wavering doubt. She would also like to thank her father, Scott, and his wife, Sandy, for being a never-ending support system to rely on and for providing a place to crash during those busy days filled with clinicals and work. Next, she would like to thank her roommate and favorite hiking buddy, Victoria, who provided endless support and who never failed to put a smile on her face when it was needed most. Lastly, Lydia would like to thank her dog, Bella, for being the sweetest old lady companion there ever was, her bed for the endless naps it provided her, and her coworkers who have taught her so many invaluable lessons over the years. After graduation, Lydia will be taking a trip to Washington to get lost in the mountains and forget about studying for the NCLEX for just a minute or two. Lydia has just accepted a position in Mercy Health St. Mary's RN residency program on the orthopedic unit, for which she has been a PCA, a patient care assistant, for over 4 years. Congratulations. All right, it's Jenna Edakaskis. Yes? Yes, I've been practicing that all morning. Jenna is being pinned by her mom, Dawn. She would like to thank her mom for supporting her and her 3 brothers as a single parent and for being her role model and her inspiration to become a nurse. Jenna is also very grateful to those who couldn't make it here today, her boyfriend Nick, her grandparents, her friends Emily and Anna, and her brothers Justin, Brendan, and Blake. She knows she couldn't have made it to where she is today without their love and encouragement every step of the way. Another shout out to Erica, Ann, Amy, and Caitlin E., who made the nursing program just a little less stressful. After this, Jenna plans to go on a vacation with her boyfriend for a few weeks and celebrate. As for work, she plans to work in progressive care for a few years before moving on to the ICU. Yay! Caitlin Nicole Aiding. Oh, I practiced that one too. Caitlin is being pinned by her best friend, Nicole. Caitlin would like to thank her entire family, friends, and boyfriend, Travis, for the support they have given her throughout this program. She would also like to thank everyone in her cohort, as she has made some amazing friends who have been there through it all. She would not be here without any of you. After graduation, she plans to continue serving her community as a nurse at Freedom Village while preparing for taking the NCLEX in the following months, with plans to work in a hospital in the near future. Congratulations. Amber Goodike is being pinned by her husband, Matthew Goodike. She would like to thank her family and friends for the support, understanding, and encouragement they have shown her. After graduation, Amber plans to take her NCLEX ASAP, then relax for a year before starting in on her BSN. For work, she will continue to work for Spectrum Health while also pursuing opportunities to care for the underserved in her community and promote preventative care. Amber has hopes to head an initiative for medical pop-up tents around the city for the homeless population. Congratulations. Amanda Halleck is being pinned by her mom, Amy. She would like to thank her mom and dad for never doubting her even when she had lost all faith in herself. She appreciates the confidence you gave her more than you know. Also, thanks for putting up with her never-ending sass. Thank you to her whole family and her boyfriend, Ryan, for supporting her and encouraging her every step of the way, even during the breakdowns and the occasional dramaticness. Occasional. Amanda would also like to thank all of her friends for their support, but she'd especially like to thank Chloe. Amanda never would have been able to make it through the program without countless coffee study dates. And thank you, nursing program, for a new best friend. Cheers to Chloe and Jeff. After graduation, Amanda plans to take a couple much-needed vacations to Florida and Nashville with family and friends to celebrate finishing school before buckling down and preparing for the NCLEX. For work, Amanda hopes to start a job within the OB department where she currently works as a nurse tech, but not for much longer. Danielle Nicole Hardenberg is being pinned by Amy Magini. Okay, here we go. This is a book. Danielle would like to thank her family. First, she'd like to say that if it wasn't for Grandpa Bob, who passed away during the program, planting the seed in which started the whole nursing field adventure, she wouldn't be here to say this now. Grandpa was a huge support and one of her biggest fans. Her mom and dad for always believing in her, and William for the countless days he cooked dinner and took care of the children, and the many emotional episodes he had to endure, not just from Danielle, but also the 6 children. She wants to also thank him for making sure they all survived in general. Heaven forbid there were no clean socks. There is hardly any clean laundry, if she's being honest. She would like to thank the kids for dealing with the lack of attention and missed fun activities. The most difficult part of nursing was seeing the disappointment on their faces when she could not enjoy time with them. That made a failed exam seem easy. Other family members who also jumped in and provided help in times of need when William and Danielle had not been able to do what needed to be done. William's mother, Judy, his sister, Shasta, her brother, Joe, and his wife and her father. She has many friends that also had a lack of attention as well. Nicole, Bridget, Amy, Cheryl, and more. These last few years have sure been a roller coaster all of its own, on its own, from doing the required courses and to finishing the nursing program itself. There have been many trials and triumphs faced throughout this journey, from the loss of loved ones and challenging family health crises to failed exams and many tears shed. Humor, family, and friends helped make it possible to survive this. A huge mental support is her newly made best friend from the program, Amy. She has sure added much needed light to her life. The support from GRCC faculty also played a significant role in valuable support during her trials. And her Spectrum work family for the countless time changes they made with her work schedule to accommodate her education. After graduation, she plans to finish strong with continued studies and take the NCLEX as soon as possible. She is ready to put this chapter in the past and start the next one as a registered nurse. She plans to work on 4 North, ortho, trauma, and burn. This has been her home for the last 4 years, and she is excited to pursue her first nursing position here. She has had many outstanding experiences on other units as a tech and as a practicing nurse. Maybe someday she'll travel into the ICU world. However, for now, trauma is where she feels home. Advice for you: sleep when you can, eat healthy and drink plenty of water. Do not forget to laugh and try to find time for yourself. This is not an easy thing to accomplish with so many obligations. Accept help when offered and try to remember there is an end to this, and it is well worth every bit. Ayanna Higby is being pinned by her husband, Mitchell. Ayanna wants to thank her husband, her mom and dad, and her Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for being her greatest encouragement and strength through this past tough year with nursing school and working in the emergency department during the pandemic. After graduation, Ayanna plans to take a small vacation to somewhere warm to celebrate being free from all the intense studying. She plans to work as a patient care assistant at St. Mary's Emergency Department until she takes the NCLEX, then hopes to find a critical care position at a local hospital in Grand Rapids area or volunteer abroad as an RN for the few months before settling into a full-time career. Michelle Long is being pinned by her husband, Mike, and their children in spirit. She would like to thank her family and friends for all their encouragement, support, and putting up with her during nursing school. Michelle appreciates her family, how her family helped take care of the kids and even assisted them with online schooling. This last year and a half has been full of the unexpected, and Michelle would not have made it through nursing school without her wonderful family, friends, and fellow nursing students. Michelle would also like to thank all the GRCC instructors for sharing their knowledge and nursing skills. After graduation, Michelle is planning on taking some time to enjoy family and catch up with friends. Then she will start studying for the NCLEX. Michelle would like to work in rehab, psych, or home care. Amy Jo Magini is being pinned by her sister, Lisa Boersma, who graduated from GRCC's nursing program in 2014. Go Raiders. First and foremost, Amy would like to thank her husband, Todd, for his never-failing support during the last 2 years. She would like to thank him for doing everything that needed to be done to keep their household afloat. Most of all, she wants to express deep appreciation for his courageous attempts to meet the emotional needs of their 4 daughters. That's funny. Second, she wants to thank her 4 daughters, Chloe, Leah, Ellie, and Lacey, for their abundant amount of patience while she went missing in action for 2 years. She would specifically like to thank them for the smoothies and the dozens of times that they confidently said, "You've got this, Mom." Third, she would like to express gratitude to her sister, Lisa, aka Shasha, for the hours she spent on the phone convincing her that she was not crazy and that it is perfectly acceptable to ignore everyone until she graduates. In addition, she would like to thank her mother-in-law, Jane Magini, for her words of encouragement and confidence in her to never stop reaching for her goals and dreams. Finally, Amy would like to thank her nursing school buddy and now forever friend, Danielle, for the endless hours they spent talking, laughing, crying, and even studying a little bit in between. Thank you, Danielle, for your unconditional love and friendship. After graduation, Amy plans to continue studying for taking and passing the NCLEX. She will be pursuing a career in which she can utilize the combination of her RN skills and her experience as a master's level psychologist to care for others who are facing physical and mental health challenges. She is looking forward to using her dual degrees and set of skills to promote the optimalization of each and every patient whom she will have the honor of caring for. Woo! We made it. Brittany Micheloni is being pinned by her husband, Andy. She would like to thank her husband and kids for putting up with her emotional roller coaster of mood swings over the last year and helping take care of the baby so she could study and work. Brittany is also thankful for the cool nursing students she met during the program who helped keep her sane during all the crazy times. After graduation, Brittany plans to work in labor and delivery part-time and enjoy the summer. Eventually, Brittany and her husband, Andy, will both take assignments as travel nurses together and see the world. You're welcome. Rebecca Mulder. Rebecca is being pinned by her husband, Mark. She would like to thank her husband, Mark, for his love, support, and for taking care of their kids. She's appreciative for her children, Julia, Robbie, and Michael. She wishes so much that they were here with her today. Rebecca is happy for the friends she made while in the nursing program. She would also like to say thank you for the nursing staff for their support. After graduation, she plans to take a few days off and then study for the NCLEX. She also hopes to take a trip somewhere this spring with her husband. For work, she plans to work at a job at one of the local hospitals, giving excellent nursing care. Congratulations. Lindsay Nicole Nelson. Come on down. I feel like I'm on The Price is Right. Anybody? A little less glamorous. Lindsay is being pinned by her mom, Wendy. She would like to thank her family and friends for supporting and encouraging her throughout the program. She could not have done this without them cheering her on. After graduation, she plans to work for Select Specialty Hospital and eventually pursue a career in travel nursing. Should have brought your air horn page. Anne Marie Ostrander. Anne is being pinned by her husband, Chris. When Anne wrote this, she pondered, how do you even begin to thank someone who has supported you endlessly and has literally helped make all of your dreams come true? This is what her best friend and husband, Chris, has done for her. All of the late nights cooking, cleaning, bathing, reading, bath time routines, and taking care of their 3 kiddos, Graydon, Nora, and Colin. She could not have done this without him and will be forever grateful. Also, thank you to her in-laws, Bob and Jean, and Aunt Barb for helping us with the kids occasionally as well. Anne would also like to thank her Pittsburgh mom and one of her biggest inspirations, Lynn Grant, who just retired this year from being a registered nurse and is passing on the torch to her. Lynn's encouragement and support for Anne to follow her heart into being called back into the field of nursing meant the world. Anne would also like to thank her nursing school ride or dies, Erica Rogenbach, Amy Ybarra, and Jenna Edikaskis. You don't know how anxiety-inducing that is. You three ladies helped her make it through the toughest of times during some of these courses and COVID. She loved all the crazy lunch dates at Logan's Alley, and she is so happy to have made some lifelong friends. Love you all. After graduation, Anne plans to take and pass the NCLEX ASAP, get back to the gym consistently, and take her family on a little vacation, Kalahari Water Park. Where's that? She also hopes to land her dream job at one of the local hospitals and become a critical care nurse or work in the ED, emergency department. She truly believes that her nursing career will be a ministry to others and is hopeful to touch many lives over the coming years. Go Raiders. Yara Pena Toy is being pinned by Andres Maldonado. There we go. Thank you. She would like to thank her husband, Andres, and her two daughters, Camila and Leilani, for supporting and helping her out in any way possible for her success in the program. She's grateful for their understanding and patience through this crazy journey. This wouldn't be possible without their time's encouragement to keep her going. After graduation, she plans to study for the NCLEX, pass her boards, and then Yara is planning to take a deserved vacation with her family. She plans to stay at her current job while looking for an opportunity to work at a hospital downtown. Congratulations. Dominica Nicole Proctor. Dominica is being pinned by her husband of 25 years, Joseph Williams. She would like to thank her husband for all the support and encouragement during a challenging year. She would also like to thank her mother, Joyce, for inspiring her to pursue a career in healthcare. Also her son, JR, for driving his sister to school and taking her to track practice. She would also like to thank her daughter, Amaya, for keeping track of her own schedule and staying off camera during Zoom meetings. She also would like to thank nurses Cindy F., Audria R., Lillian D., and Sarah S. for all their support. And finally, she would like to thank her extended family in Maryland for starting a prayer line to keep everyone connected during the pandemic. After graduation, Dominica plans to go glamping and study for the NCLEX. For work, Dominica plans to work for the Department of Veterans Affairs outpatient clinic. Congratulations. Erica Rogenbach. Oh, why are you standing back so far? Now you got to jog up here. Come on. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Erica is being pinned by her mom and fellow nurse, Joan Wentworth. Erica would like to thank Bang Energy Drinks, her heart for dealing with excessive caffeine and stress, her pancreas for handling excessive amounts of carbs, and her kidneys for keeping her blood pressure in check. She would not like to thank her back because that was the only body part that decided to give up. She could not have done this without her super extra patient husband, Josiah, her kids, Taya and Brooklyn, for rooting her on, her mom and dad for helping so much with the kids, and her cat, Luna, for photobombing Zoom lectures. Her favorite part of nursing school was the amazing group of fellow students who went from strangers to friends to family. We relied on each other, laughed and cried. We were inspired and encouraged each other, and we somehow got through it all together. After graduation, she plans to take the NCLEX and sleep for a month straight. Erica still has no idea where she wants to work, but she'll figure it out eventually, I'm sure. Congratulations. We're almost there. Paige Rubleski is being pinned by her mom, Kim. She would like to thank her partner, Adam, her dogs, and her mom and Rob for all of their support while she worked to get this degree, and to her friends who haven't seen her very much in 2 years while she dedicated herself to her studies. After graduation, she plans to work on 1E Medical Surgical Unit at Blodgett Hospital, where she has accepted a position as a day shift nurse. Whoa, lucky duck. Little seniority there. Hashtag jealous. Congratulations. Now we have Grace Christine Ruiz. She is being pinned by Sydney. She would like to thank her mother, stepdad, father, father's girlfriend, siblings, and grandparents, and all others for the support given to her over the course of this program. From the words of encouragement, meals, and hugs provided, she appreciates it all. She would also like to thank Brittany Beckley, because without her, she would not have gotten through this program. The hundreds of texts, phone calls, study dates, and simple words of encouragement means the world to her. Lastly, in more detail, she would like to thank her mother, Sydney, again for the role model she has been to Grace to allow for this moment to come. Grace and her sisters lived by their mother's side as Sydney went back to school 18 years ago to become a nurse and has been an inspiration to her ever since. Grace aspires to be half the nurse that her mother is someday and strives to continue making her mother proud throughout her nursing career. Thank you for everything, Mom. After graduation, she plans to celebrate with her friends and family and is excited to enjoy having a life again briefly before she begins preparing for the state boards. Grace plans on working at Holland Hospital in the emergency department. She's grateful for this new opportunity and is thrilled to begin her career as a nurse. Go Raiders! Elizabeth Scott. Liz is being pinned by Lucinda Gardner. She would like to thank Lucinda for the hours of studying, encouragement, accountability, and nibs candies to get us through. She's very thankful for Lucinda's devotion and would not be here today without her. She would also like to thank her parents, who were full of encouragement and faith in her and always had hugs for both the good and bad times. Her boyfriend Scott for helping her have a little bit of life outside of school and keeping it in perspective. Her brother Caleb and many friends and family who were there for her along the way. There are too many to name, but you know who you are. Lastly, she would like to thank her amazing professors who got us through nursing school despite the whirlwind of COVID, and thank God for his faithfulness and goodness. After graduation, Liz plans to rev up and begin studying for the NCLEX. Good thing you waited till now. Just kidding. Then celebrate in Alaska when that's over. She plans to work at Mary Free Bed Rehab Hospital, restoring hope and freedom to patients through nursing. Congratulations. Caitlin Cerny. Caitlin is being pinned by her grandmother, Pam Miller, who was a nurse for the past 50 years. She would like to thank her grandma for her years of service as a nurse and for being the inspiration for Caitlin to become a nurse herself, as well as the constant prayers and encouragement she gave to Caitlin throughout nursing school. She would like to thank her parents, Chris and Courtney, for all their support and encouragement. She would like to thank her boyfriend, Lane, for being her rock and constant encourager throughout nursing school and for never doubting her when she wasn't sure she had what it took. She would like to thank her best friend, Hannah, for the countless phone calls and pep talks. She would also like to thank all of her other family and friends for their support and prayers. Lastly, she would like to thank some of her friends she made in nursing school, especially Rachel, Megan, Ashley, and Christina. From the study sessions to the countless text messages, she couldn't have done it without them. After graduation, Caitlin plans to study for the NCLEX and hopefully secure a job in the next couple of weeks. Megan Swem. Swem like swim, but swim. Megan is being pinned by her husband, Josh. Megan would like to thank Josh for his endless patience and support as she worked on her nursing degree. He was an ever-present father to their two young girls, Lucy and Julia, and picked up the slack many times when Megan was focused on school. She's also appreciative of her parents, Joe and Linda, as they consistently cared for Megan's daughters during clinical and classroom hours. Megan is thankful for the friends that she made during this program, especially Ashley, Rachel, Caitlin, and Christina. Study sessions and endless texting threads helped her pull her through this program, and she wouldn't want to have done this without them. Megan wants to thank the many professors at GRCC who have shaped her journey, challenged her thinking, and celebrated her success. After graduation, she plans to study hard for the NCLEX and continue to look for a nursing position that will bring her the most joy. Megan aspires to one day work in labor and delivery and help to bring lots of beautiful babies into the world. And last but certainly not least is Amy Yabara. Amy is being pinned by her husband, John. She would like to thank her husband, John, for supporting her goal of becoming a nurse. He did whatever necessary for her to succeed, whether it was getting the kids out of the house so she could study, working extra hours, or being the unfortunate person to listen to her whining. She could not have made it through without you. Amy would like to thank her kids for being patient, encouraging, understanding why they couldn't use the Wi-Fi when she had a test to take at home. She would also like to thank her parents and in-laws for always willingly helping with the kids. She will always be grateful for her nursing school friends, answering random study questions, venting, or keeping her on track. She feels lucky to have had you through this process. Lastly, she wants to thank the GRCC faculty for all of their hard work through this pandemic, making adjustments to keep the program moving forward, for challenging Amy to make her better, and for scaring the crap out of her during Sims. So she is prepared for the real-life situations. You're welcome. Amy hopes to find a job with the Children's Hospital in the operating room. And now we have a little slideshow.
A little lighter. It's all so good. Oh, all right, shut up.
Talk to the stars in the navy sky. It's not gonna make it right, but sometimes worth a try. Wish for a part in another life. Swap all my paper dresses for golden rings instead. I do believe there must be a good way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Follow my heart when there's no more light. I'll make it on my own. Find out where I belong. Don't fall apart. Don't be afraid to cry. It might feel like a fight, but it's gonna be alright. I do believe there must be a good way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. There must be a good way. Show me the way. There must be a good way. Show me the way. There must be a good way. Show me the way. There must be a good way. Show me the way. There must be a good way. Show me the way. There must be a good way. Show me the way. There must be a good way. Show me the way. There must be a good way.
All right, everyone, students, please stand as we all take the Florence Nightingale Pledge. It is in your program if you have one of those. And I'm going to step away from the mic so you guys don't have to listen to me for this. I, all together now, I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in purity and to practice. I will abstain from whatever is mischievous, from any harmful joy. I I will do in all my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession, and will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping and all family's affairs in the practice of my calling. With loyalty, I will never position in his work, and as a missioner of health, I will dedicate myself to devoted service to human welfare. Very nice. All right, now go celebrate the day.